When you're reading Chaucer, there's one thing you gotta remember. There's no such thing as a silent letter. Why would there be silent letters? What good are silent letters? The Middle Ages has no time for nonsense like letters that you don't actually pronounce. They pronounce them all. Knights, like knights in shining armor, they used to be knichts. Yeah, really. All those letters are there because they used to be spoken. What does a knicht carry with him by his side? A sword or a sword, depending on like spelled without the W. We have the luxury of the silent letters because we live in a pampered age where we have that time to waste. We have crazy luxuries like the printing press. Why would you ever write a letter that isn't actually pronounced when you're writing by hand? With a pen, you had to cut from a bird's feather. With ink, you had to mix yourself by hand. Come on, life is too short, and medieval life was already pretty short. So when you're reading Chaucer, if you see a letter on the page, say it. Say it loud, say it proud. There's one partial exception, which is the silent E. We're so used to the silent E at the end of words in modern English. The E is usually not silent. Pronouncing the E. Pronounce it. It seems wrong to you. Why do you think the E is there to begin with? Because they used to say it. So the ram hath his half course Irana. It's not Iran. Half course Irana. He's run half the ram. Our race has run half his course. Half his course Irana. This is especially important because Chaucer uses it to get to the full syllable count for his line. He is writing our friend iambic pentameter. If you don't remember from English 240 what iambic pentameter is, there may be another video about that. But it's a 10, sometimes 11 syllable line ending on a stressed 10th syllable. If you just read it in modern English, not pronouncing any of the E's, you're going to find the lines are short, that there isn't any meter here. There's certainly a meter here. There's a fairly strict meter here. And let me tell you, every 10th syllable is not only pronounced, but stressed. Occasionally, here's what's happening in Chaucer's lifetime. The E is starting to be silent some of the time. It's starting to be optional. You can drop it or say it, depending on how you feel. How Chaucer feels depends on how it's fitting in his metrical framework. If he needs the E to get to 10 syllables, he's saying the E, and maybe multiple E's in that line. If he's long, he has the option of dropping the E out. The E comes and goes. Sometimes, like, you have the option to make it silent if you're trying to get away with something in your poetic line. Poets will always exploit whatever flexibility the language gives it. They will max out that flexibility. And there's the option to pronounce a syllable or not pronounce it. They're going to do it either way depending on what they need at any given moment. The main thing is start pronouncing the E's and definitely pronounce all the rest of the letters. Get used to it.